says, hey, Danny Recio, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so well.
Good. Well, thank you for joining me today for a short little snippet about you. Um, so I think what I want to know and what most people want to know is what is your experience with study abroad, cultural exchange, gap year programs, and how did it impact you and change your life?
Yeah, so I was I studied abroad in 1998, a long time ago. I went to South Africa, and I honestly didn't know what I was doing or what I was getting into. So my brother had been to Australia in 1995, I think, and um, and yeah, I just thought it was my turn, and so I needed to pick a place, and I thought I would go to the farthest place possible, um, because I imagined I would never be able to go back to a place like this. So I thought, if I go, I don't know, to England or United States or something like that, it wouldn't make that much sense. So I just picked the farthest place I could see out of all the options, and that was South Africa. And um, and I knew very soon after getting there that I had no idea what I had gotten myself into, and it was a huge learning curve. And for months, I was there for an entire year, and I I really struggled. And what I realize now, looking back on it, is that it removed, sometimes very abrasively, my concept of what the world was and who I was as a person. Um, and I needed that. And I think everybody needs that, because when you're a child, even an adolescent, you you don't you don't understand a lot of the things that you need to understand to function as an adult. You can't function with a child mindset in an adult world. And so that helped me understand that the way I was looking at the world could be looked at in many other different ways. So it didn't really matter what I was exposed to, and I would talk for hours about what I was exposed to, but more importantly is that I was exposed to things that ruptured the way that I looked at things, and that was very useful, although it wasn't always pleasant. But eventually, I realized, maybe halfway through my experience, that I could make it pleasant, that it could be cool to be out of my comfort zone, that it could be cool to learn new things and just change and do things in a different way. And that's kind of when the experience stopped being, I don't know, a chore or a challenge in itself. It remained a challenge, but it started becoming something exciting.
Yeah, so it sounds like you were stretched, your mind was stretched, and it actually created a lot of meaning in the experience for you.
And um, again, as I look back at the experience, I remember not necessarily liking that, not necessarily. I was at the beginning of the experience, I was more judging what I was experiencing from the lens of my own upbringing. And so it was more like, well, why do they do this, or why do I have to go through this, or things like that. Whereas when I made that shift, then I was seeing things from other people's perspectives and kind of trying to put myself in situations that would teach me more about life and so on and so forth. So that piece about perspective taking, or just becoming more flexible in the way that I go about things, I would say was huge for me. And then this other piece that went with it, which is even more fundamental, I would say, is um, learning to love challenge, learning to
Mm.
love being in a situation that is stretching you, like you're saying, and that you can sense that stretching is helping you grow, and that
Mhm.
can feel really good.